Hey, you guys, welcome to another amazing episode of Talkers Verse Doors. You guys know we always come with amazing guests to shine light, but I know y'all see the background. It's a little different because this one says, remember for y'all, the mental game. Yes, the mental game. We now have an amazing series of Talkers versus Doors where we're talking to different athletes, coaches, athletic directors, whoever you may be within that sports realm. And we're going to talk not only about the success, but also the mental aspect, the breaking down aspect of sports to let you guys know that, hey, yes, we play sports, but we are still human. Things still happen to us and it need to be talked about. So I'm so excited because guess what? My first guest, straight beast. Many probably know I've been coaching for over years. I don't even want to tell my age, but a graduate of English High School, went on to play in collegiate basketball, so it shows a little bit of my age. But I watched this young lady play in high school as I was kind of training and watching some of my other kids and recruiting for the AAU team I used to coach. And I seen her, we know her just going in. I'm talking about I'm like, yo, she nice. And it's just funny how God bring things back around and end up seeing her actually at a panelist where we spoke about the disparity of women. So just the conversation was great. Awesome person. So I was like, look, I got to start this with her. I got to build that foundation with her to have her actually pour out to you guys that aspect of basketball that people don't want to talk about, that people hide away from. So no other, I'm gonna introduce Miss Jayla. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm blessed to
Great.
be on your show.
Awesome. Let's go. As I love to say, let's grow because we always growing. Anything that we do every day is getting us one step to the next level. So tell the people just a little bit about yourself, where you from, where you grew up at. Just give them a little bit.
Okay, I'm gonna give y'all a little bit, just a little bit. I'm from Birmingham, Alabama. I went to Winona High School. I played under Coach Bell. We won. I won a state championship every year I was in high school.
Let's go.
Left there to go to South Alabama and graduated from South Alabama with a bachelor's degree in sociology.
Awesome. Yo, and she's smart. Y'all better stop playing with these athletes. Stop
For
playing with
real, for real. Y'all thinking we got it easy because you know what I'm saying we hooping, but you have some professors that don't care nothing about hooping because they say they ball got to stop bouncing one day.
it got to. It has to. And we definitely gonna get to that. So growing up in the area, so how was it like growing up in a Winona area and which led to you to
Mm,
play sports? Just giving some information about that.
um, I always played basketball since I was little. I always had a passion for it, but I feel as though like me growing up in the Winona area, right across the street from the projects, like it kept me out of trouble. It kept me busy. It kept me from basically facing my reality. Like
Ooh, I love that.
I was just escaping. Like basketball was my escape. And once you fall in love with something that's your escape and it's a good cause, I mean, I was winning championships. I never thought I'd be in certain rooms. I never thought I'd be in certain places, countries. But that ball have a way of taking you all the way around the world.
Mm, I love it. I love it. Like you said, going on there, you said it was a scapegoat. So a lot of people, know we play sports, but don't understand, like you said, it provided you that scapegoat. So if you can go a little bit more in detail of what did it give you positively? Like you said, it was negative, and a lot of people know if you know Birmingham, you know every aspect of Birmingham. So what was some of the positive stuff that basketball gave you?
Oh man, I met some amazing people. Like playing in that community, winning championships, you get to meet people you never met before, never thought you would meet. Never, people I never heard of before, but they knew me and they knew I was a part of a great program. And when having a coach like Coach Bell, man, he knew so many people. He was very well
Oh,
connected.
yeah.
So like again, like I was put not only I was put out as a great basketball player, but I also was doing a great job in the classroom. So a lot of people gravitated towards me. And when you doing what God has called you to do, a lot of stuff that they just come to you. Like, man, I was in some amazing rooms. Like,
Yeah.
you have people that just want to do stuff just because of who you are and what you're doing.
That popularity. Everybody want to be connected to you because you know
Right. That's a
everybody
good thing
wants
and
to
a
wish.
bad thing. That's a good thing and a bad thing.
Right, you're right, and I love it. Like you said, it's a good thing and a bad thing. So we know the good things and stuff, like you said in the rooms. But now we're gonna jump in and get right into the start, just talking about it's not all that good what it's out to be too. So what are some of the things, like you said, the popularity, the good and bad, some struggles that you kind of went through with just playing sports or some hardship?
I just be feeling like sometimes when you popular, people hold you to a certain standard. They feel as though you're not human. At the end of the day, I'm still human. I'm still gonna make the mistakes that you make. So therefore, like we put on a higher platform, a higher standard, and it just be like certain stuff I couldn't do or say just because of who I was, or people would look at me different or something like that. But at the end of the day, it's like I'm never gonna change who I am
Mhm.
to be in a room full of people. Like it's a thing called code switching, but at the end of the day, you don't change completely who you are.
Definitely.
So I never tried to become something that I wouldn't. Always stay true to myself.
Okay. I love it, love it. Staying true to yourself. So you can't say that a lot of things came to you that was negative too, but you found a way to stir away
There is some negative stuff because you have to watch what you say to people because they will take it and turn your words around. Like in high school, I was with my coach having cancer. We had to do a lot of interviews because I was the captain. So like I had to watch how I word things before I even got to college because that's something that they teach you in college. So I had to watch how I word things because the news would take your words and put them in a way that you didn't mean to say it. So it teaches you to choose your words wisely.
Okay. I love that. Like you said, watching your words and what you say, which is actually some why we talking about that in high school coaches and middle school. You know, you got some great group of, start teaching them that now. You know, that's one
Amen.
thing I see even now. They're doing that more and more as sports is evolving, having the interviews and kids getting on there. And I'm like, man, I wish I could have talked to them a little bit before that part of it on it. So that is very important. So I'm glad you caught on to that early on. Okay, these are the things that I need to do from that standpoint. So you went off, you left Winona, and then what school did you end up going to?
I end up going to South Alabama.
So tell us about that because she took a laugh on that. She was like,
Ooh,
so how was that experience?
oh Lord. Um, I'm gonna just start off saying I was blessed to have the opportunity because not everybody go to school after playing in high school. So I was very blessed to get experience to a PWI and not a HBCU. So the culture was very different. Um, I would say from a mental aspect, I wish I would have mentally prepared myself
Ooh,
more because college will mentally break you and build you back up, and you have to sustain everything. And you have to know, like, this is not just your story that you live in, you live in that story for other people. And some people, they get so mentally broken to the fact they never get back up and they'll never be that same basketball player again. So I
mhm.
would tell people, like, start high school players, start going ahead like preparing your mental because you're not gonna be the best person on your team. You're not gonna be that it person. You may have to wait in line behind somebody that you may think you better than, but your coach is just buying into a system. So start reading books, start getting closer to God because college will take you down through that mentally. But you have to be willing to get up out of there and keep keep moving forward and asking God to order your footsteps.
I love it. I love it. Man, she just went in detail with you guys of just everything again, always. Ones that are preparing to go to college and the high school students, as she said, sports can break you down mentally because it's a whole new level. But one of the most important things that you hit on, and I like because I was a coach too, is that you said you may think you was better than someone else, but you still had to wait your time and buy into the system. So just explaining more of how that made you feel coming from we know you winning state championships, then you go into another school and it's like I ain't starting. You in the back door now. You know you trying to wait to get in. So how was that for you, just mentally and also physically, on you during that time frame?
Okay, so me personally, I was always a hard worker. Like I would always, even in high school, like I would always go to the weight room. I would always put up extra shots before and after practice. I was just always in the gym constantly. So, like I said, in college, it really became my scapegoat. Like, okay, I see them playing more than me, so I know like before the game, I'm finna go get an extra workout in before shoot around. After the game, I'm still in my uniform on the court. After the game, putting in work, so I'm giving them a reason to wash my uniform. So
Mm,
it's just all about that want mentality. You gotta want it. Like you can't just speak it. You gotta be about it, and you can't sit in your feelings all day. You
yeah,
gotta move in your principle and not in your feelings. So I feel like sometimes we get so caught up in our feelings and thinking that we supposed to have something. And no, I don't want everything in life, but I want what I'm supposed to have when God is supposed to give them to me. I don't want to go out there and get them for myself because that would have you driven to all the wrong things. And I had to learn that the hard way. So what I did was I would like at night at like 11, 12 at night after I get done doing all my work when I get out of practice, I would go to the gym. And one day I met a guy that was in there training one of our men's basketball players. He watched me work out, and then afterwards I watched them work out, and then I was like, man, I need him to train me. So I went up to him after they got done working out, and I introduced myself, and he started working me out, and that's how I really made it through college for real, for real. Like doing work, I actually got more into the books as well to take some of the attention off. So like I would go do my work, and then at night I would look forward to like working out with him, and he don't even know he was a part of my healing journey as well. Like it
wow.
just ought to be about like taking a positive approaches because it's so much stuff I could have like did that was bad because I was going through something, but I chose the positive route. How can we need to do stuff that can benefit us, not so much against us, because we got enough people against us. So I would tell people like, as you going through college, choose the positive route and not so much of the negative route because you're gonna always have people in your ear telling you you should be doing this, you should be doing that, and that's when it comes to like you need to have a sound mind where you block out everything in the noise. Because if you have a mute mind, you just open to everything and every compliment. Now you seeking people validation. So I was just tunnel vision.
Got it. I love it. Yo, she is just spitting. She is spitting. I love it. So with that, you got someone to come in, help you out, work out with you. It also made you get focused mentally, but also physically with the workout. But the mental part was I gotta get my books too. Like I gotta
Yeah.
my game level gotta be on both ends. Like so I gotta show them. So with you doing all that and putting that time in, did the coaches see? Like did they look and say, okay, yeah, we want to put time in with
Um, like I said, it's a saying your hard work gonna always speak for itself. So I just kept continuing to do what I was doing, and eventually it paid off. Like eventually, I don't pray on nobody downfall, but I just feel like God has a way of doing things.
most definitely.
So one of my teammates got hurt in the playoffs my sophomore year, and that allowed me to play the whole playoffs my sophomore year, and I end up scoring double digits every game in the playoffs. And people was like, "Who is that? Why she not? Why haven't she been playing all year?" And it just be like, "That's a true statement. Like you gotta wait your turn and trust the process and believe in God that He's going to put you on a platform like this saying what's for you gonna be for you."
Right.
That's all I'm gonna say. What's for you gonna be for you. But I really enjoyed my time at South. It taught me a lot. It taught me a lot.
I love it. Trust the process. Trust the process, you guys, and wait your time. Like she went somewhere, she didn't give up. Like you said, something happened, and God has His time on it. So He placed you in that right time. But as you guys know, speaking and being a coach, I listen diligently. But what I want you guys to pick up on those cues was that God had to train her to another level with her game mentally and also physically before she can even play and get those double digits. So
Amen.
sometimes you may think your game far ahead of yourself, but if you trust the process and know, because if she wouldn't have had that trainer, who knows if your game would have been up to that step level. So it
Mm.
was training before she got to that spotlight. But it was a breakdown first. And see, some of you guys just think you supposed to just run in and your skills gonna speak for itself. But as a coach, I would be that coach that used to say, I don't care how skilled he is or she is,
Mm.
that kid right there. Because they focus, They making AB on the road and they pushing themselves every day. But what about her? She got all these shots. I don't want that. I don't want that. And it is nothing against that. But as coaches, we have to see what you guys don't see. Because I know that if I put this kid that is actually respectful, when the game get hot and she been training, she gonna bring it to it. But I got this kid that's a show out. We 2 points now. He gonna take a 3-point shot with 5 minutes left. So it's the levels that you have to have. And I love that you said that because it showed your journey of what you had to do. And for many that are going to watch this that know you, probably be like, look, they, like you said, the validation. I don't know why she went there. I don't know why she went to stop. She could have went anywhere. She better than that. Why she sitting on the bench? But that wasn't a journey. It was meant for you to start off somewhere smaller to get to that next level.
Amen.
So I love that you guys got to see that, trust the process, as Jayla said. So now with you trusting the process, you was able to get a degree in spite of everything that was going on. Then where did your journey take you to?
Ooh, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I hit rock bottom after that. Like, okay, so I graduated. I end up going to UNA, but this was during COVID time, so you really couldn't visit any schools. And my last year, my 5th year, I wanted to be able to be close to my family, so everybody can come support me for my last year. So I end up going to UNA. I probably stayed there a week. I'm not gonna even lie. I probably stayed there a week. I did not like it. I did not. And so I entered the transfer portal. I'm emailing people. I'm sending off tapes, everything. And so like nobody's responding. And I'm like, so it had me questioning myself, like, am I good enough? Like nobody's responding to me. Don't nobody want me. So again, I went into depression real bad, real bad. So eventually like Miles had reached out to me. So I ended up going to Miles, but I was so depressed, y'all, that to the fact that they was getting a depressed player. They wasn't getting the athlete.
Mm.
So I was there, but I wasn't there. Like my body was there, but my mind wasn't there. So I ended up getting hurt in a scrimmage game we played against Shelton. I had pulled 2 ligaments in my foot, and that set me down for 7 months.
Wow.
So I want to tell people, I'm gonna get back to the story, but I want to tell people like get to know yourself outside of your sport. I didn't take the time out to do that because basketball was my scapegoat. So it had me to where I'm running from everything and like I didn't even know myself. So when I had to sit down and I had to allow people to do stuff for me, it took me down through there. Like I was going in and out the hospital thinking stuff was wrong with me because I'm just depressed. So I get released in February and they cut the cast off and I'm like, man, I don't even know if I'm be able to run the same, jump the same, anything. Like so I started training and I feel like it's also be the people that be in your circle as well. Cause I had a trainer. I had my trainer since I was in the ninth grade of high school, and I haven't trained with him in a minute. So I ended up going back to him to train, and like he knew me, like he really knew me, and he was like, "I'm gonna need you to get out your own way. You in your way. You gotta trust the fact that you put in the work to heal your foot." So I started working out with him months and months, and crazy part about it, I became faster than I was before I even messed up my foot. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, you built different," and I'm like, "It's just the time that I put in because I was just so dedicated to my sport." So then I end up Fitz end up reaching out, and I end up going to Fitz. Um, I didn't quite stay on the basketball team because all I'm gonna say, because I would never talk down on the program. All I would say, um, just because my passion doesn't look like your passion,
Mm.
doesn't mean we're on the same page. You know what I'm saying? So I end up leaving Fitz, but I was still in school, so because I had to get that degree. At the end of the day, I had to get that degree.
Right.
So I ended up leaving there, and all I want to tell people is like, even though I went through all that, I feel like God was teaching me as I was going through that because sometimes you can be the devil have a way of blessing you too.
Mm-hmm.
But
No.
if you don't have a relationship with God, you're gonna think it's God. So what I want to say is, I was so driven because I wanted the basketball to work so bad. I wanted it to work. So I was so driven, but I was driven to all the wrong places. So I told myself back in October, I was like, I'm finna put this ball down. I'm finna get to know me and what I'm finna tap into other stuff that I want to do and the other gifts that God has blessed me with.
Right.
So I end up getting to know myself outside of basketball, like, and I've really been enjoying this person. So
Oh,
it's like sometimes what you want to do, that's not what God wants you to do. So I had a friend tell me, she said, she was like, "Don't you do you ever think that God had you being consistent, disciplined for he was training you for something else, but this was just something you love to do. Like this was just your temporary goal, but he probably was molding you for something that was totally bigger than what you want to do. So
right.
I'm just allowing, just telling people like, please be open to everything because when I let basketball go, I wouldn't say let it go, but when I actually took my hands off of it and allow God to put His hands on it, everything that I've been praying for has been coming my way. Like I've always wanted to be on a podcast or start a podcast. Then I met Coach Perry. I always wanted to be a sports model, and the agency hit me up talking about taking pictures, and I'm like, I haven't took pictures, but like I said, God will put you in rooms that you just don't qualify for it, but He sees something in you.
I already
I
see it.
tell people like trust that journey and continue to believe in God and walk that path with God and stop looking for validation from other people because certain people wouldn't be where they are if they had validation from other people.
Love it. Love the don't take validation. And most important, because I always, like I said, listening to that part of one thing athletes that she said was get to know you. And that's a big thing that I talk about the human and the athlete. And we forget that. And I know it's more of it's trained in now, but you guys hear her talk about like she had to get to know herself. And I say she, but also me with basketball when I played sports. I was that kid too. When I got to collegiate level, it was a whole different story. I was like, yo, I wasn't nowhere near prepared for this. But life was surrounded by it. So it took me into that depression mode. So what you're saying too, that and it also letting you at the least know you're not alone. It went to where I wasn't eating because I wanted to be cut like the other girls that were from Georgia. It went to where I was in the gym majority of the time. I wasn't even going to class because I had to get my shots up because I wanted to get in the game. I went from starting and everybody know me to now I'm just hey that girl that's on the team, and it wasn't sitting right with me. Now I know it's a different path, as you said for yourself. It wasn't right, but I had to get to know me. So as athletes, as she said, you got to get to know yourself outside of basketball because when basketball is gone with injuries and hurt, I'm working with a young lady now because as a sports mental health coach, I work to help individuals and groups increase their mental performance and also mental wellness. Working with a young lady that broke her ankle, doing playing sports, and now she tried to go back too early. Now she tore her ACL, so she having all this, and she don't know how to act. Like you said with yourself, all she knew was sports. All she knew was basketball. So now that she's in that area, she just in a depressed amount. Like, what I'm gonna do? What's gonna go on with my life after this? You was born a star. You're gonna be a star regardless, with or without that sport. And sometimes we forget that because we put so much pressure on ourselves to be that sports player, to be that popularity for other people, that when we don't match up to it, now we feel like we left everybody else out. We let
Yeah.
everybody else down. But it's not about everybody. It's about you being happy. It's about what you want. And sometimes God will do that as he did for us. He gonna strip it away. He took it away from you. He said, I'm gonna take this away from you and I'm gonna allow you the vision to see something else. Because I want you to do something else. This was your starting point, and I love what your friend said. I'm always commending great friends. See where else it goes. And that was something that I had to validate for myself and say, okay, I love sports. I coach, I played, I had those dreams of WNBA. It just went for me. But you know what? The consistency I have, the mentorship I have, the grind that I have, the time management that I have, the self awareness, man, that came from sports. So it still taught me something. It got me in the game, and I live life by a game. I played through 4 quarters. I know I got to be when to be on defense and when to be on offense.
Mm.
I understand the rooms. I know how to be collaborative with people. So those are things that we don't want to say from sports. Don't take it away from it, because everything you're doing in sports is a life lesson. Every single thing is a life lesson. I tell people all the time, I still use those different clues on everything. Even now, like when I'm going to places, I say, hey, I got to be early. Why? Because my coach said if you early, you on time. If you on time, you
Yeah,
late.
nobody will walk back out that door.
Right. So I'm constantly in that aspect, like that's what I have to be. So I love that you gave that analogy and letting them know, like, you had to find yourself out the sports. Now it's opening up and you're getting in rooms that you would not have been in because you want to find more about you. You want to explore more. So you going to different places and you looking at different things that people are going to flock and they're coming to you like, yeah, we want you to be a part of this. We want you to do that. Like really, I was excited. Like when I seen her come up in there, I was like, oh. Then I started talking to her. I was like, yeah, she dope. But it was the energy, because sometimes you can be in a room and you can have energy with people and you know y'all got some similarities. And a lot of us as sports players, we've all had a struggle or we're gonna go through a struggle, so we understand. But people don't know what we personally go through, especially parents. You guys, my athletes' parents, all they know is I paid this package. You better go out there and play.
Ooh,
Don't make
boy.
me get embarrassed.
My
But
mom, my mama did me so bad. My freshman year. I'm gonna give y'all an example. I love my mama to death. Me and my mama, that's my backbone. My mama never missed a game. She never missed a game. And I wasn't playing my freshman year. I told y'all that I was in and off the court. Um, and she was like, "We gonna come see you play. I heard y'all playing Troy," and I was like, "I'm not finna play. You don't have to come." And she was like, "Why you don't want me to come?" I said, "Because you taking out work to see the back of my jersey. For what?" And you just you have those people that's there, and you have those people that's always around. My mama is a person that's always there. Like no matter what I'm going through with basketball, I can talk to my mom like she's my best friend. Then you have those people that, man, she just dropped 20. We need to go celebrate. So you have to determine like who's in your life for the turn up and who in your life that's gonna be there at your lowest. So I would tell people like everybody that's in your circle not in your circle. You just gotta move around and figure that out for yourself.
right. Another learning lesson to life. But sports will teach you that. Lose a game.
Don't drop 30.
Shh. Get crossed over real bad.
You hear me?
Oh, they coming for you.
But I mean that's basketball though. I don't think it's one person that's played basketball that ain't never got crossed over, ain't never got, well, females, we don't get dunked on, but ain't never like had somebody jump over them, get a rebound. It's basketball, it's life.
Mhm.
But it's like, who are you after that?
Right. Because people gonna see different. Like you say, it's life, and we get caught up into that too. That is way more, basketball, this everything is way more. But to us, it's life. It's things that happen to daily people. It's just so happen we on the court, we on the football field, we playing soccer, that these things are shown because we put ourselves out there to be vulnerable and visible. And that's why I tell two athletes, although we go through things, we are some strong individuals. It takes courage to go out there and play in front of people. It takes courage to feel down and you still get up. Like you said, you played for miles and you said you was there, but you went there. That's courage to know that, and you still went through it.
Yeah.
Like, that's a whole different mindset that's going to continue to carry you to understand every journey you get through, to make sure I'm not just there, but I'm being a part of it and I'm making an impact. It's levels to this thing. So yes, yeah, man, mindset, the mental game, y'all. We going in on this first one. So after that journey of those, what else did you do?
um so after I left ball, I've been really like I said, finding myself. Like I spend a lot of time in the gym just working on my body, because I just feel like that's my self-care. Like self-care is not always going to get your nails done, doing stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I do my self-care in the gym. um it's so crazy because I have people walk up to me all the time in the gym. They be like, "You a trainer?" and stuff like that, and I be like, "Yeah, but no," because it just be like, you have to pick your battles wisely. Like choose your time, because some people, they just want it temporarily, and you
Right.
have to know like, no, I don't even want to get myself involved in that. it just and then I'm also like I said, I got a photo shoot next week to do a photo shoot for like a sports fitness thing, and again like I'm doing DHR where I'm working with juvenile kids and
Right.
just trying to find them homes and stuff like that.
Yeah, within your passion, still giving
Yeah,
back.
all this just tied into
All together of being that mentorship. And like I always tell us, we giving back to what given to us. Like Coach Bell was an amazing coach,
yeah.
amazing mentor. I had the ability of being in his presence over and playing. Yes, every time we played, I ain't afraid to say it. People be like, oh, sports, I was this and that. That was back then. But every time we played, they slaughtered us. But it was mental for me. Like, what did I learn from it? And as a coach, I watched how Coach Bell coached too. Any of my babies now, shout out to a lot of them that's at Parker that made it that far. They coming back so much
Hey
more.
man, I salute all my teammates and the girls that I played against. That like, well, I have
Yes,
one of my old teammates, Asia Morris. She's over there at Huffman. They just went to the championship for Huffman. Like,
let's
big shout
go.
outs to Huffman. Big shout out to Parker. Even though y'all didn't win, it said a lot about what I'm saying.
Right, where they going?
The giving back. Y'all really
Mm-hmm,
put them on because they haven't seen it in since 2019 something. But it's just all about like how much you pour into the kids.
mm-hmm. What you pour into them. And I just made a post. I'm always shaming the plug, even though it's my podcast. Coach Perry Speaks. Follow on all social media. But on Coach Perry Speaks, I just put that on my Facebook page that a child will give effort to a coach when they know you care. Like they gotta know
Yeah.
you care. And that was the thing that I know with Coach Bell. And when I start coaching and eating my kids now, hey, they run up to me. I do sessions now with a couple of my kids. I go watch them play because they know I care. They know I care. So that's the thing. You got to show the kids that you care. And I used to love to see Coach Bill when he had that towel, even when we was playing, and he talk to y'all and he'll pat y'all on the head and go. That was something that I took on too as a coach. Because even though then it was already greater than basketball for me, I was going to be in a position that God was showing me through the sports that I was playing. So I love just the love that he pushed, and that is something that I do. And I had coaches and mentors that loved on me, so it provided me where with social work and psychology, I'm still in my element. I'm still doing what I'm supposed to do is giving back, loving on people and loving myself. And most important, Jada, you talked about self-care. Like you said, working out is a self-care for you. That's what
Yeah.
you love to do. So I think she's gonna take it to another level. Even though she older, she gonna take that. What look with
Can I
these
give y'all a secret though? Can I just give y'all a secret?
let's go.
Coach Bell did not know nothing about basketball, y'all. I'm just gonna be honest.
What
He
hey,
his
I'm
coaching
gonna let her
staff,
finish up. Let's go. Let's go.
his coaching staff, like I'm not gonna lie, we had an amazing coaching staff. We had a disciplinary coach. We had a Coach Byron that's gonna tell you you trash. You need
Coach,
Yeah, we had a, but he gonna also pick you up in the same instance. So Coach Bell was that coach where I'm always pick you up. I'm gonna let my coaching staff do this because this their job. I'm allowing them to do their job. But he was that coach that when we get like in halftime or before the game, he's giving us a motivational speech. Like he's always there to pick you up. And I'm gonna give y'all a perfect example. I'm not gonna tell y'all my business, but I'm gonna give y'all a perfect example. I went through something like my senior year. Well, it was my junior summer where I ended up losing my house. And Coach Bell came and picked me up and he made sure I had everything that I needed. He was like, "You're gonna be with me this summer. You're gonna play on my AU team. You're gonna do this." He even y'all, I should not be telling y'all this, but it's over with now. He asked everybody like, "What's y'all dream school? What's y'all dream school?" So my dream school in high school was Notre Dame. This man took me all the way to a Notre Dame camp. He
let's go.
drove
Let's go.
all the way to Notre Dame, and I ended up participating in a camp. Loved it. Like even though I didn't go there, it was just like a dream come true. Like this man made it to where I can actually see what I want. Like I got a vision, but sometimes you be want stuff, but when you get there, you like, oh, I don't want this. But you've already made that decision to go there. So I had the opportunity to experience and actually see, is this something that I want? Met the coaches. We even like all of even they had like the day where it was like a chill day where we everybody just meet the team and we all just got to know each other outside of like sitting by the pool and stuff like that. So I want to say like I would never had a chance or opportunity to do that if it wasn't for him. And like even before he passed away, like we would always talk about it. He was like, "You want to go back to Indiana?" And I'm like, "No, I do not," because that drive is crazy.
But like you said, going back, he cared. And what you said, he didn't know about the coaching, but the fact that y'all had somebody to care, you stayed there. And you will run through a brick wall. Like I had coaches and I got kids that if now I still coach, they'll run through a brick wall because they know I care. And I love that you said that. But if you got set up on Coach Bell, you know what I'm saying, this is just how direct I am. It's mindset for me. I really study this stuff. That Coach Bell was at Jones Valley first. And he talked about that when he moved down here. He didn't know nothing about girls sports, but they gave him an opportunity and he took it. And he said he didn't know how to coach it. He just went in and started making stuff and working, got people around him, but he showed them love and care. So yes, it makes a whole difference because it takes a team too. So even though he didn't know he had people in spots that understood his care and love for his players, that to be around, they had to bring that same thing too as well. Man, it's bigger than basketball.
He
I'm
used to
telling
always say that. He used to be like, even though we winning these championships, I don't care nothing about it. I love the rings, but it's about getting y'all in college. And
you.
I can say anybody that wanted to go to college that played up under him, he was gonna make a way that you go to college.
Yeah, yeah, love it. Like I
So
said,
shout out to him.
yeah, love it. Definitely a legend. Glad that you brought that up and spoke because sometimes, unfortunately, we give people their flowers when they gone. But speaking about it is continuing giving him his flyers. So definitely we want to continue, amazing. I know some amazing, people that played over there. We know that and everything. So definitely love that aspect of it. So again, I'm just excited that we was able to have you on. Most definitely, I know as your journey continue and all the other things, we got to have you back on, giving us some nuggets. So with that being said, like, what do you just want to leave telling some younger athletes that are going through that depression mode just in high school or what they need to do to get to that next level?
Ooh, I ain't gonna give y'all all my gems. I would tell them to like, it's okay to be different. Like, it's okay to stand out. You don't have to always do something with your teammates or with your friends. Do stuff that make you happy, but also be responsible and know who you are and know what program you're representing. And also like get closer to God. Please. Like ever since I started my journey with God, y'all, I've been like I've been so happy. It be days I think about being down and God like, what you I got you. Like, so I would tell y'all, like, go ahead and start getting closer to God because having a relationship with Him will open your eyes and your ears. It'll just make you aware. I'm not saying you're not going to go through stuff, but it'll make you aware. Like, it's your warning, and you will know how to navigate through it. And also, like, get people that care about you in your life, not people that's always just around, people that's actually there because that will play a big part of who you become and what attention you give to what in this. So I would say continue to do what you do, but also have a mindset that like I know I'm doing this right now, but I gotta prepare myself for the future. I
Right.
always think about the future. What you do now is always gonna play a part in the future because nothing that you do is forgotten. People never forget what you do. You're gonna be always reminded, oh, that girl had this picture on Facebook. So be mindful of what you post now because that plays a role in how college coaches view you and everything. So just be mindful of what you post and what you say in the crowds that you hang around.
Be mindful of everything. I love it. I love it. That's it, y'all. You ain't even nothing else from it. She gave y'all all the game. She gave y'all some of the gems and let it know the ins and outs. So I salute. I'm so excited for your future and where God is leading you to. So much more is come. I'm glad I was able to get the chance, and for that first podcast. So when they say where it started at, with me. I'm that big podcast. I started that. But no, I'm excited. As I told her, I'm always silly, but it excites me to see people doing great things, especially athletes. And this International Women's Month, especially females. I salute. I'm excited for you. And look, the sky is even is the limit. The sky ain't the limit, man. Like so much more is to come. You got the heart. You got the heart of a lion, and it's just only up to you to take it. Like go
Thank you.
do it.
And thank you for having me on your podcast. It was so amazing to actually have an outlet to talk to somebody about it because I feel like as athletes, we hold so much stuff in into the fact that when we reach our breaking point, it's so bad.
Mm-hmm.
So I just feel like y'all, we should talk more and get involved. Have a mentor. It's not bad to have a mentor, and you're a great mentor. Like you're a great mentor. So I just want to say thank you for having me on and speaking my truth. You know.
That's it. Let's go, you guys. It's another episode of Talkers versus Doers, the mental game. But as always, don't just talk about change. Be a doer of change. Let's grow, y'all.